antique appraiser, Dr. Lori, who holds a PhD from Penn State University and presents at 150 antiques appraisal events every year to crowds worldwide, reviewing approximately, is this right? 20,000 items every year.
Natalie, that's right. It's a lot of objects.
Well, Dr. Lori is back to appraise a few of the things that were brought into our studio. And Dr. Lori, this is one segment I think that our entire station looks forward to because people are bringing in items. They love to get your thoughts.
It's nice to be with you. I'm happy to share my expertise. Yes, I evaluate lots and lots and lots of objects. I want people to know the truth about what they've got and what it's really worth. And I want people to understand also this. You think you have nothing valuable. You think everybody else has something valuable. It's in your house. You have the stuff that's valuable. Now, you also have junk. And that's
you don't hold back.
I don't hold back. I don't hold back. I want you to know. I want you to know what's valuable, what's not. And I want you to learn how to identify it. So if you're at your neighbor's yard sale and they're selling a Chippendale table, I want you to get it for 20 bucks, right?
I like that plan.
And I want you also not to be the person who puts out the Picasso on your yard sale
for 20 bucks.
For 20 bucks. So I'm going to teach you all of it, and I can do it with that Penn State PhD. Anyway,
well,
let's talk about some of these objects.
This goes to we go there first, obviously the height.
Okay, we'll go right here to the Florence figurine. This particular figurine, relatively well known in the 1990s. So now you're going, well, God, Dr. Lori, that's not an antique, not that old, right? So this particular piece is, and I'll put myself behind it for a nice red backdrop. You're noticing here again this figurine, and you're noticing a couple of things, markings on the back. Markings are great for you to do a little bit of research. Lots of you like to research online, but don't forget, it's very obvious that a lot of these particular informational sources online, these sites, are not correct.
Oh.
I cannot tell you how many mistakes I fix of people who will say, I did research and I found this, and it's not this. So don't only go by signatures and markings, make sure that you look at the foundation of the object the way an expert like me would. This is a Florence figurine. It dates to about the middle part of the 1990s, and it is made in Italy, particularly in the Naples area, and value on this particular piece is about $150.
Hey.
It's a typical collectible.
Okay.
People will have collectibles, and it'll be, oh, we don't know what to get Aunt Millie. Let's get her a collectible for a holiday or a birthday kind of thing. So anytime you add to a collection, it increases the value a little bit of the whole collection, right? So you want to add to that collection of collectibles, fine, and then you want to try to sell them all when the time comes as a unit, as a group.
That's the key.
Because you actually have more value in that. There's value in the fact that the next person doesn't have to run around and collect them all. You've done that for them.
Right there.
Exactly.
Right there. Well,
So
we've got some other groupings
that's what you have
too.
here. That particular piece. And I have a couple of other groupings. So for example, these pieces. Now you probably recognize these mechanical banks. These are cast iron banks, and they are of course mechanical banks. You can see this. You'll put of course the actual coin in the hand, and then the hat moves, and then all of a sudden you've got the coin jumping into the head of this particular figure. One is much more valuable than the other, Natalie. Which one is it? I'm gonna make you choose. Because that's what you would do at a yard sale or in Grandma's house.
I would think this one.
Why? Why did you choose that
And
one?
this is going to sound totally bad, but
No, it doesn't sound bad.
It's older looking.
It looks older, okay? It doesn't look as shiny and new and repainted, right?
Okay, the repainted, exactly.
Okay, and that's really exactly what it is. You're absolutely right. Ding, ding, ding. This, of course, Natalie, is a cast iron bank. This particular cast iron bank dates to about the 1930s, which is late for mechanical banks. Okay. Early for mechanical banks would be about the 1880s, 1890s. This is from about the 1930s. And luckily, it is not repainted like Humpty Dumpty here. Humpty Dumpty has been repainted all the way through with acrylic paint. Acrylic paint isn't introduced until 1945. So now you go, oh, okay, it has to be after that. Yeah, this is from about the 1960s repainted, and this one is from, as I said, about the 1930s. So the repainted bank worth about $35. Versus the $1,200 mechanical bank here.
Wow.
I know, it's a lot of money. That's a big difference.
Yes.
So when you think about a big difference, you want to see why, you want to know what it is, and you want to think about condition. So those condition elements, well, you might say it's not in as good shape, right? You want to also think about that.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good difference.
So remember about that with respect to condition, and remember about that with respect to, of course, repainting. If you're not Picasso, don't repaint it.
Good to know.
Okay. Then we're going to look at some tobacco Anna, or basically cigar and cigarette holders and lighters.
We're the cigar city here in Tampa.
Yeah,
so.
of course you are, Ybor City and such. You're looking at these pieces, which are by Ronson, and these date to about the 1950s or 60s. They're rather large, they're oversized. You see the same form being reintroduced from the 1920s. Okay, so you're seeing basically a form that's from the 1920s originally. They're worth about $50 for each lighter. Here's the issue. With all of the changes in our view of smoking, right, you're not seeing these particular collectibles go very high in the market anymore.
And you said the reintroduced too. When you kind of use that word, I would assume that that means maybe not as...
Well, you know, reboots are very popular now, but in fact, when it comes to collectibles, they've been rebooting a long time.
Not so much. And we've got about a minute left, so just enough time to tackle this last object we have
What
here.
What is it, Natalie? No one knew.
Card case?
For what kind of cards?
Playing cards?
Not playing cards. See, not thick enough for playing cards.
Oh.
Okay, not enough room. These are calling cards. This is an early 20th century calling cards piece.
Oh, wow.
So you would have a calling card. You'd go into your Victorian person's house and you'd say, "I'm so happy to visit you," and you would leave the card on the entry level, on the entry table.
Like the first kind of like business card holder, right?
They're early business card holders, not the first, but early. And this particular piece is worth about $15, but a cool piece that you would see actually early on. And it would sit along with your books.
Good stuff. Well, Dr. Lori, we've got plenty more items,
Of
so
course
you've
we
got to
do.
come back. We always appreciate it. And again, we want to share, if you've got questions for Dr. Lori, best way to get in touch with you? I know there's a few.
There are a few ways. You can do it on Facebook or our YouTube channel, but drloriv.com is the easiest way. You can also send me a photo if you want me to appraise something right through our website. It's very easy. You can do it right there.
She'll take care of you.